We can mourn later, for now we have to solve this. And Maya, don't push yourself too hard, right? Hunter and I are here to make sure you don't have to do all the work by yourself. Got it. We can do this. Are all of us here? It's the squad! The new squad. They're not the new squad, hold on. The squad can never be replaced. I haven't actually gone back and kind of looked at the titles of the episode. I haven't done that. That's something I need to do. I'm sure you guys kind of seen it too. Alright, let me put the cursor up there. And good day, good people. Your United States Aviator is back. And we are here with more Hyper Danganronpa H20 or H20. Abandon all hope. We don't know yet. We don't. But it's the year of the Aviator, and I am happy to bring you guys this series. We lost one of my favorites, one of the people I was like, I'm predicting the final 5. It is not Victoria. Let me tell you my pre-investigation thoughts. Koji's obvious because he's scared of the dark. But that's the only motive that's going on. I guess the self-defense training, I don't know. I really have no idea who did it this time, because I kind of like everyone who's left. Maybe it's Caesar, since it says a nameless tragedy and a nameless sea. That's the only clue that it's giving me. I don't want to lock in with Caesar yet, because we don't know his stuff. I'll lock in with Caesar. Heck, yeah, I'm doubling down. Caesar's the killer. Let's go. All too familiar. The smell of blood invades the room. I try to stand, but my knees are weak. Arms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. Leona is cowering in the corner, and Victoria's body is in front of me. She just left the room. How could this have happened in just a minute or two? Eventually the others arrive. What? Victoria. But she just left the room. What the hell happened? How? Well, I guess you're fast. Well, we would have heard you. I don't understand. She came in and the lights went out, and they turned on, and I can't wrap my mind around this. What the hell happened? A murder, that's what! Thanks, Kurakuma, for telling me the obvious. It's about that time again. You guys have to figure out who killed Victoria. Then I guess we should start investigating, right? Yes, sirree! Good luck, you'll need it! So it's gonna be a tough one, huh? Why are you playing the hardcore one in Chapter 4? We usually save this investigation music for like Chapter 6, but I ain't complaining. Okay, well it's because we are all on the same team. Okay team, let's do this. Not a fan of how quickly we've gotten used to this. It's like we don't even have time to mourn anymore. We can mourn later, for now we have to solve this. And Maya, don't push yourself too hard, right? Hunter and I are here to make sure you don't have to do all the work by yourself. Got it. We can do this. Are all of us here? It's the squad! The new squad. They're not the new squad, hold on. The squad can never be replaced. Give me this. How'd she die? Was it a wound to the file? Now. Alright, Missy, no need to be so aggressive. Karakuma hands Monokuma files to Hunter, 4, and I. Body was discovered at 7:02 p.m. The cause of death was blood loss from a throat injury. The time of death was 7 o'clock. 2 minutes. So the body was discovered at 7:02. The time of death was 7 o'clock. So basically nothing new. We could have easily inferred all of that. I mean, I guess we're sure about the cause of death, right? Yeah, focus on the positives. Alright, well, how's she doing? So I think we already know the murder weapon, right? Seems like it. An arrow, right? Like the kind you shoot from a bow. Yes, Maya. Okay, well, she got shot in the back of the neck from the direction of this, apparently. Oh yeah, when I came in, the lights were off and I noticed something weird. What was it? There was a weird word on the canvas. Yeah, I forgot about that. Bluebird. I don't know what that means. Is anyone blue? No. Okay. She was up against that canvas. Da da da. It was glowing in the dark. What was the word? It was Bluebird. I'm not sure what it means, but I'm sure I saw it. We should keep it in mind. Bluebird. Hey, check this out. What is it? It looks like paint that glows in the dark. That's pretty relevant. Paint that glows in the dark. Sweet. Okay, so that wasn't left by her. That was as a target for someone who... Yeah, that's a target. Oh my gosh, I still don't really know. I mean, it could be Kokona, but I really don't think it was Kokona. Tell me what you know. I mean Leona, I'm sorry. I've still got Kokona on the mind. Leona, what did you see after Victoria came into the room? Oh, I was drawing in the art room, and I guess I got so into it that I forgot to meet everyone else. Then Victoria came in to get me, and then the lights turned off. That was when we saw that word, Bluebird. I asked what it was, and she didn't answer, and I heard her walk over to it. I think she stepped in front of it because a shadow covered it up. But at that moment, something weird happened. What was it? It was a small light. For a split second, I saw a small light from around the ceiling, but then it disappeared really quick. Then I heard a fleshy sound, which was probably, you know, and then the lights turned on and she was dead. Interesting. You may be able to use that. Interesting. So, some sort of laser-pointed something? So, I hate seeing Victoria like this, with that arrow sticking out of her neck. Seeing this kind of thing over and over again, it's getting to be too much for me. I don't know. We were just in here, so I guess we gotta go into here and here, the pool. Nothing in the pool, so this was just pointless. Thanks for being pointless, the pool. Armory. Yes, plenty of things in the armory. Plenty of things. Freaking so many exclamation points. Hey, if it's any kind of help, I remember a kind of minor detail that might be important. What is it? I remember who it was who used their flashlights, but I don't know if I'll be able to, if it'll be important, but who knows. Better than nothing, tell us. The people to use their flashlights were Koji, Caesar, and myself. No, 4. So Koji, Caesar, and 4. Why did Koji have his or I guess he must have picked it up, right? I guess. Why is this important? I mean, it seems like the only ones... it seems like the only rooms that had activity were the armory and the art room. So we should pay attention to anything that happened in those rooms, right? Precisely. Okay, so you 3 used your flashlights. So you have an alibi and you guys were in the armory. Koji, Caesar, and 4. So it couldn't have been Caesar then. Caesar's fast, but... Okay. Hey. Kurakuma told me something that might be pretty important. What is it? So, I guess the walls of the armory are supposed to be soundproof? It's supposed to be pretty damn good. Good enough that you can't hear guns being fired. But we heard the scream. And that kind of thing. I guess that makes sense. Nobody likes the sound of gunfire. We heard a clang and we heard the scream. It does make some kind of sense. But it does make some of the things that happen kind of suspicious though. We should keep it in mind. Yeah, it's soundproof walls. But we heard the clang and we heard screaming. That's not okay. Let's hear it. Hey, when the lights went out, did you hear anything? Yeah, actually, it sounded like a metal clanging. Perhaps it has something to do with the murder. I don't really see how a noise clanging in here led to Victoria getting an arrow in her neck. So there's some sort of secret hatch somewhere in here. We can't rule it out. We can't rule out any of the possibilities, no matter how unlikely. I guess. Mysterious sound. Thank you. Hey, do you think the flashlights might factor into this? I wouldn't eliminate that as a possibility. How do they work again? I never use mine that much. You basically apply force to the end and it lights up for a few seconds. They suck. I hate them. In fact, the fact that someone out there designed such an inconvenient flashlight infuriates me. When we get out, I'm going to find that person who designed those flashlights and make them pay. 4 looks really mad. Flashlights, angry for. Great. Don't you think it's kind of weird that this place just has an armory? Isn't it supposed to be a school? Yeah, most schools don't have these. I guess Freedom Academy is pretty special. It's pretty well equipped too. They've got about everything. Knives, swords, bows, chainsaws. Some of those don't even sound useful as convenient weapons or conventional weapons. Yeah, I guess it's good to have plenty of tools at your disposal. Yeah, sweet. Hey, I saw Victoria being suspicious, and I figured you guys might want to know about it. What was it? After training, she would stay up later than everyone else, and sometimes she wouldn't even go to her room until past midnight. It might have something to do with the case. That does sound pretty suspicious, we'll keep it in mind. So she just stayed up. She might have been planning for more training, but she also might have been the one to write Bluebird? So we were in the art room and we were in here, so I guess we should go. Like, it would stop me if I needed to go anywhere else, right? And I have talked to everyone, except for the people who are here with me, but they've been talking to me this whole time. So yeah, that's the investigation. With such an... Well, this is a short It's such a short investigation. I might do some of the trial in this episode. I might do the whole trial in this episode. We'll see. I don't know why I'm walking to the lounge. Just, you know, enjoy the lounge. Like lounging. Nobody's there, so we'll save it here, and then I guess we'll start. Yeah, let's just start the trial. This was, what, 12-ish minutes? That's not a whole episode. I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging like that. Let's start this trial. Are you guys ready? I think so. It looks like we've gathered everything we can. Now I guess we just need to put everything together in the trial. We all stand in front of that trial door, the usual spot. The announcement to go to the trial room plays, and people start showing up. Once everyone arrives, we all enter the door. Walking down the hall and into the expansive trial room, we feel our nerves at an all-time high. Out of every case, this one has left us baffled. How could Victoria have died in such a short amount of time? Are those landmines outside now? Were those always there? No, absolutely not. Okay. We all find our spots in the ring, and now we're able to face each other. The room feels much bigger now, with so many of us gone, and with each of us looking back and forth with feigned brave faces. It's now or never. Still 2 gone from this one. Yeah, still just 2 gone. A deadly light. Still just 2 gone from this one too. A deadly message. But everyone but Oliver gone on the last page. Look at that man, the sole survivor. He's gonna survive until the end, you guys. Who am I kidding? If I had seen this before, I'd be like, okay, clearly Oliver survived until the end. Nobody has a full page gone. That's not how this works. A deadly trial. I'll take it all on. Trial start. Now what are we, like, purple? I guess we're pink. Yeah, it's pink. Let's start with the let's not. You think that I'm gonna read that again? Where do we even start? Maybe we should try to figure out how she was killed in the first place. You were the only one in the room with her. You should know who did it. Unless, of course, it was you. Let's not immediately start pointing fingers like that. I doubt this will be easy. Easy? So the first thing we should figure out was how it could have been possible for her to die in such a short amount of time, right? Alright, this is where things get serious. Gotta get my head into the game. Click, click, let's do this. So we should approach this from the angle that there was some way to reach the art room from a different room. That is, unless Leona did it, then she would have easy access to Victoria. Hey, there's no way I'd do it. Yeah, she's too short for that. I agree. No, you're just being mean. This is serious. Maybe there was some kind of trap set? Maybe Victoria tripped it somehow? No, I don't... Maybe, but I don't think so. Proceed. You'd have to be real smart to set up something like that. Don't compliment the killer. Maybe the art room and the armory are connected or something. I agree with that. Yeah, you're right. Oh, look at you. I'm glad your face is back, Maya. I agree with that. The two rooms are connected? How would we not have noticed? I'm not sure why we didn't find anything, but there's a lot of evidence that points to the fact that there's something connecting the two. Evidence, like what? We all heard noises, right? Yeah, we all heard noises. We were able to hear Leona screaming from the art room, even though the walls are supposed to be soundproof. There's no way sound could have gotten through the doors, since both the armory and the art room doors were closed. But the voice would have been muffled. Yeah, we heard that loud and clear. That must mean there was some kind of passage that allowed the sound to get through. So it was a passage that we couldn't find, but allowed Leona's scream to be heard. How could something like that be used to kill Victoria? Which means Leona's innocent. So Leona, you didn't do it. That's what we need to figure out. So we need to think about how this hypothetical passage could have been used to kill Victoria. Doesn't that seem a bit sketchy? Any possibility is worth pursuing. So it's probably not Caesar either. It couldn't have been said. Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. There's a chance we have to. If there's a chance we have to take it. Hoo boy. So we just need to figure out how this passage might have allowed someone to kill Victoria. I think it's pretty easy to figure out, you guys. I've got this one. Okay, think about all of the factors that I know of. The murder weapons, the placement of the body, the bluebird. Even if there were some kind of passage between the art room and the armory. I keep wanting to say infirmary, that's why I keep pausing. There's no way they could have crawled through it, right? Proceed. I feel like that would be so uncomfortable. Crawling through a secret passage in the dark? Yeah. Hey, if she was killed with an arrow, maybe they just shot through it.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
agree with that. That's where we're going with this. Huh? You're suggesting that the killer just shot through the secret passage and hit her? Is that even possible? Think about it like this. We don't know the shape of the passage. I see. So you're suggesting that the passage was not just was just a straight shot into the art room. But how? Where would it even be? Maybe it was behind one of the boards that holds up the weapons? If you slide it out of the way, maybe it reveals a passage. So if the passage is a straight shot from the armory to the art room, where would it be located? Exactly. How could something like that even be possible? I suppose we should discuss where the passage was located and how it led to the art room. Don't know, actually. Where in the art room would it be located? So, if we're operating on the basis that the arrow was simply shot through the passage, where would the entrance and exit be? There's no way anyone besides the killer would know that. If they wanted a good view, maybe it was an aerial view, so it would be from the ceiling. I feel like it would just be from the second floor, right? Or the upper part. Proceed. But if you think about it, wouldn't it be easier to shoot from up close? Wouldn't it be easier at eye level? No. I think our line of thinking is off. The idea of her shooting in the dark from such a distance doesn't make sense. I do have to dispute that, right? Didn't someone say something that might hint at where the... Okay. So I have to agree with... Proceed. I agree with this one.
You're right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's gotta be on the upper half, but she said ceiling and that threw me off. So you're saying it was an aerial view? Do you have any proof? I might not have proof, but Leona does, do you? Oh yeah, you saw that light. Huh? Didn't you tell me about seeing a light near the ceiling when Victoria was killed? Oh yeah, you're right. That light must have come from the armory. So if the light came through the passage, it came from the ceiling, that must mean the passage entrance must be on the second floor of the armory, correct? Yes. That's right. If we're on the first floor of the armory, you'd only be shooting the ceiling, yes. Oh, that's how they're... Jeez Louise. So the left side must be the armory and the right side must be the armory. So someone used the top floor... Uh-oh. So someone on the top floor had to have used it, but who... But that's impossible! Or, Sorry for interrupting, Hunter. But anyway, there's no way they could shoot that distance in the dark. If they really wanted to use the flashlight to aim, Leona would have seen it, right? They didn't. I guess I would. I guess it does seem a bit far-fetched to think they shot her from that distance in the dark. Was it possible for them to shoot her in the dark like that? I don't think I should give up on that line of thought. If I were to prove that that passage was really a straight line, I gotta figure out how they were able to hit her. Bluebird. Think about it all you want. All of us were in the dark. There's no way to hit her without some kind of light. That's correct, but we had light. Even if they had a light, chances are Leona... Yeah, she did see it. Yeah, the more I think about it, we really are thinking about this wrong. There was no way we could have seen where Victoria was. I have to disagree with this one. Objection! Yeah! You're wrong. There is a way that they could have determined Victoria's position. Wait, how? Leona, when the lights went out, you noticed something else in the room that was strange, right? Didn't you? Riddle me that, Leona. Was it maybe a glowing word of sorts? You're right, it was the word Bluebird. I remember. She seemed really upset. Uh-oh. And walked over to it. Why were you upset? Oh, did you know that someone was planning a murder and you were like, I'll take the bullet for you? Was she really being the true champ? She must have known that they were trying to kill Leona. That's why she seemed so upset. I don't know why they chose the word Bluebird. I don't. So, she probably walked in front of it. That means when the killer saw something walking in front of the words, they knew when to shoot. So, this murder was more planned out than we thought. Well, now that we know what it was, now that we know what it was on, we know, yes, we know what floor it was on, we know who the suspects are. Yeah, I don't think anyone changed which floor they were on, so it had to be someone on the top floor. The only people on the top floor were Caesar, Oliver, and, me. So it's either Caesar, Oliver, or you? Once again, I still don't think it was Ash. I know for a fact. I don't know for a fact. I am pretty sure. Ugh. I think Ash is gonna make it. Change my mind. Maybe he will die. So it seems likely that one of you three are the culprit. Hold on. 4, Koji, and Caesar used their flashlights. That leaves Oliver and Ash, unless Caesar was the one looking for the bow. I know it wasn't me. There's no way I could have done it. It wasn't me. You assholes better not try to pin this on me. I'm sure if we inspect the details of this case, we can eliminate suspects. So, it's suspect elimination time. We've only got 3, so it shouldn't be too hard, right? Wrong. So there's gotta be something that we can use to cut off some suspects, right? Maybe the weapon. If they were shooting an arrow, they would need both hands, right? They all have both hands. Wait. Yes, no. We can use that. Yeah, you're right. I agree with that. I was like, Koji, you're an idiot. Wait. Koji, you're right. They would need both hands, and someone was using their flashlight. That's right, we can use the weapon as evidence. Think about how you shoot a bow and arrow. Oh yeah, you need 2 hands, right? One to hold the bow, and the other to pull the string. Yeah. I remember when I was a Boy Scout, we used to try archery. I ended up nearly shooting my scout leader's eye out. Wait, how exactly can we use this to eliminate suspects? That's an easy one. Flashlights. The flashlights. Then it's Oliver, right? Because Ash is the one who was like, I remember who used flashlights. It was these 3. So you were watching the room. Oh yeah, we know who definitely was holding flashlights because they were the ones using them. The ones who used flashlights were Koji, Caesar, and I. And if we cross that with the people who are on the upper floor, we can determine that Caesar couldn't have shot the arrow. I told you. So now, we just have to decide between those 2. I need to think about what we know so far and decide who I want to interrogate. I think it was Oliver. right? Because Ash told us about it, so I think it was Oliver. Hold it. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think you guys have something wrong. What is it? Well, it's about that bow. It's not an arrow at all. It's not an arrow. Oh my god, he really is an idiot. Koji, what the hell are you talking about? Of course it's an arrow. Anyway, we should move on. Obviously Koji doesn't know what he's talking about. Hey guys, don't be dicks. Let's just hear him out. Koji is smarter than you guys give him credit for. I'm sure he has some kind of explanation. Bro. Oh yeah, the arrow. It's not an arrow. It's a bolt, like from a crossbow. A crossbow? How would you even know that? Easy. I used to go hunting with my dad. We used to use all kinds of stuff, including crossbows. But does that make a difference? Don't you still need 2 hands for a crossbow? Not necessarily. If it's small enough, you can have the right arm and have the right arm strength, so it must have been Caesar. You can shoot with just 1 hand. And all that you need to do was make sure it was preloaded. Now that I think about it, I think I might have seen a preloaded crossbow when we went in. I thought it was strange, but I brushed it off. It was a smaller one too, probably easier to shoot with 1 hand. So the killer used a crossbow? So we're back to square 1. No, we're back to square 2, because it's still one of you 3. Hey, now that we know it was a crossbow, maybe we can see if there's anything that we can apply that knowledge to. What do you mean? If we go on the assumption that a crossbow was used, maybe it can explain some of the stuff we don't have an explanation for. An explanation like what? There was something that was kinda weird that I didn't understand. That's what we gotta figure out. We need to find our real suspect. Okay, time to figure this out. I think we nearly sniffed out the killer. Who's it gonna be? I really don't know which of you 3 it's gonna be. I'll be honest. There has to be some kind of proof that someone used the crossbow. Maybe we heard something. No. What about when the lights turned back on? Did anyone see anything? I don't know. What about where the crossbow was? Maybe we can use their position. I don't know. What was unexplained? I don't remember. No, we all heard things. Did anyone see anything? Nope. Guess not. Proceed. Nobody saw anything, so positioning. Nope, I guess it's the first one. Someone heard something. Who heard something? What we heard? Huh? What did we hear something? Oh, the clanging sound? I thought that was the opening of the hatch. Do you remember when we heard that clanging sound when the lights went out? Well, I think we have an explanation for it. The source of the noise was the crossbow firing. Don't think crossbows make sense. The flashlight? What? It was a flashlight. A flashlight? The flashlight only turns on when you apply force to them. If you shoot someone with a bolt and assume none of us know the differences between an arrow and a bolt, it would make sense to use the flashlight as an alibi. You can't use your other hand as a way to apply. Oh, so if you hit it against something like the wall or the railing, it would make a clanging noise. So if the one with a crossbow had a flashlight and was on the top floor, there's only one person who matches that description. Caesar. It was you, wasn't it? Maybe it's Caesar since it says a nameless tragedy and a nameless sea. That's the only clue that it's giving me. I don't want to lock in with Caesar yet because we don't know his stuff. I'll lock in with Caesar. Heck, yeah, I'm doubling down. Caesar's the killer. Of course not. Think about it though. Who were the other 2 suspects? Ash and Oliver. And we all saw how they did in the training exercises. Do you really think they have the strength to lift a crossbow with 1 hand and shoot it with accuracy? Hey now, maybe I could have done it. I didn't, but I may be weak, but you, on the other hand, we all saw how athletic you are, which surprised all of us, not to mention you're the only one who hasn't told us your talent. Your entire identity is shrouded in mystery. Who are you, Caesar? so you're silent. I guess I'm not surprised. I guess it's that time again then. I'm going to prove that you did it by going through this entire crime and showing you what happened. The crime all begins with the setup. I can't believe it's Caesar. Huh. Did I have Caesar making it to the end? I'm pretty sure I freaking did. I hate everything. I was like, I'm sure it's gonna be Caesar's talent, but doodly do. Wow, this game is just trying to ruin my predictions. I cannot believe it. Yep. Alright, well, let's continue. Crime all begins with the setup. You started off in the armory. Well, I guess you set it up in the art room, right? In there well, I've already messed up. We used Bluebird, the next room was the armory, and then we reloaded we didn't carve a secret passage, right? You also made sure that you knew the location of a secret passage. Yep, you got one thing wrong. You started this all off in the art room, Caesar. In there, you used the glow-in-the-dark paint to write the words Bluebird. In the next room you went to was the armory. In that room, you preloaded a crossbow. You also made sure that you knew a location of a secret passageway. And here's how it went down. You went into the art room, and you painted the word Bluebird in the dark with the paint. After that, you made sure the canvas was positioned in view of the secret passage, so you would have a clear shot. From there, you moved your preparations to the armory. You made sure there was a preloaded crossbow that you could point and shoot with accuracy. Then made sure it was close to the passage, and that's when the plan was ready to be put in action. Later that night, during training, Victoria went to the art room to get Leona. And when the lights went out, the one who approached the glowing Bluebird was, Victoria, yeah. When she walked in front of it, you saw the shadow and pulled out the crossbow. Then you shot it through the passage, which had an entrance located on the second floor. And here's how you committed the murder. Victoria went to the art room to retrieve Leona, but then the lights went out. This revealed the glowing Bluebird on the canvas, which prompted Victoria to go and investigate. That's why he was painting. Remember he was painting? Oh no, I should have, This is one of those, like, these small things that these games do. Like, this person was in this room all the way during free time. They totally had the means to write that. Yeah, I hate. Let's see. Yeah, you did it on the second floor, round 3. And here's how you covered it up. Our flashlights turn on when we apply force. When operating a crossbow, you used one hand. While holding the crossbow, you also turned on your flashlight. In order to turn on your flashlight, you hit it against the railing. And here's how you disguised yourself. You see, your flashlight, our flashlights are unique, and by unique, I mean stupid, and by stupid, I mean 4 is going to murder the creator of them. You have to apply force to them, which turns them on for a few seconds. You're strong enough to hold the crossbow with one hand while being able to accurately aim, which allowed you to hold still onto the flashlight, or hold onto the flashlight, whatever, or crossbow, whatever. In order to make us think you couldn't have shot anything, you hit the flashlight against the railing, turning it on and showing us all that you were carrying it. However, once we realized that it wasn't a bow but a crossbow, and that clanging noise came from a flashlight, you didn't stand a chance. The most reasonable explanation behind this murder is that you were the culprit. Grr. And what of it? Eh? Do you have shark teeth? So what if I killed her? She killed hundreds of people. It's karma, clean and simple. This is the loudest I've seen him. What's with his teeth? Let me guess. You guys want an explanation, I'm assuming. I guess we can play this out like the usual. Maya, do your thing. If it doesn't make me feel guilty, at least it'll let me live for a few more minutes. He doesn't feel guilty, yet he's accepted that he did it? What's going on? Okay, alright, I'll do it. I'll lay it out. Let me tell you about what happened. It's time to serve some tea. While the crime wouldn't truly come into fruition until the night that it happened. The preparation started earlier than that. You started by finding glow-in-the-dark paint in the art room. Using that paint, you wrote the word blueboard on a blueboard, and positioned it in the path of a secret passageway found on the second floor of the armory. The next thing you did was to prepare your murder weapon. You settled on a crossbow that was light enough for you to hold with one hand while still being accurate. You used a crossbow bolt, hoping that people would assume it was a standard arrow, which you need 2 hands to shoot. This shows exactly how premeditated this crime was. Every detail had to be perfect to get that perfect shot. Later that night, we had training, just like the nights before. Leona was in the art room, so Victoria went to get her. However, once she got to the art room, the lights went out. That's when it became time to carry out the murder. You looked through the secret passageway so that so the word Bluebird was in full view. When you saw Victoria's silhouette in front of it, with confidence, you hit her. You began to construct your alibi. You took the flashlight, which requires some force to turn on, and smacked it against the railing, making a loud clang sound. When people saw you turn your flashlight on, they could see that you were carrying it. They never would have thought that you were carrying a crossbow out of sight, hidden in the shadows. That's why the killer had to be you. Sharp-Tooth Caesar, if that even is your real name. That's a good question. Still don't feel guilty. So, are you going to explain yourself or not? Yeah, of course, but don't you think we should vote first? We have to do this in the proper order, don't we? Doesn't matter. Listen, I'm about to die. Throw me a bone here. I guess we should vote then. We all comply, and the voting devices rise up just like the past 3 times. Everyone places their vote. Caesar wears an expression of confidence, satisfaction. I can't even read his face considering I haven't seen it up until now. Eventually, all the votes are placed and Kurakuma reads them aloud. All of you voted for Caesar, the super high school... Well, I'll let him tell you that. And you were correct. Oh, he looks so sad. So it really was him. It's always the quiet ones. Thanks, Oliver. I guess it's time for the standard killer explanation. I'll start with my talent. I'm the super high school level marksman. I have perfect aim with bows, rifles, you name it. Marksman, why didn't you tell us? It's good to hold on to some info, right? If I ever decided to kill, I could use it to my advantage. I guess it didn't save me in the end, though. What about your name? Is Caesar your actual name? Yes. My name is really Caesar, no last name. That ties to where I was raised, a military base dedicated to creating adept children's soldiers. Child soldiers? It was a small foreign group with very few men. This meant that they trained us to fight from the age we could walk. We were stripped of all of our individuality, forced to have the same haircuts, clothes, everything. It was horrible. We were barely fed and had to go through grueling training day in and day out. It felt never-ending. The only ease to my suffering was the other kids there. We were friends, but in secret. Exchanging jokes in private, playing games when no one was watching. They were the only ones I could confide in. My fellow captives, my family. We're fellow captives now, Caesar. What's wrong? I was a child soldier, just like Victoria. And soldiers fight. The army was fighting against us, and they were prepared to attack. Operation Bluebird, Victoria's deadliest... Oh no. That's why you chose that word. You were trying to get Victoria. Operation Bluebird, Victoria's deadliest military assault. She personally commanded the deaths of hundreds of people, regardless of who they were, included all of the child soldiers in the base. Children. She killed children. All of them. All of my friends died that day. I was the only survivor. That completely eradicated the rebel group. I was left homeless without friends or family. Years I spent wandering, without anything to keep me going except the hope for survival. That is until I was scouted by Freedom Academy. I guess they found the old records from the military base and decided to hunt me down. I decided to enroll, but you all know how that turned out. Did you know that Victoria was behind Operation Bluebird this entire time? How long have you been planning this? I actually found out recently. Do you remember how I said Victoria was staying late after training? I know that because I was the one she was talking to. It started with asking where I got trained, but eventually we both got into our past. We realized how much we had in common, and I was ready to become friends with her, but then she mentioned Operation Bluebird, her greatest regret. She went on and on about how guilty she felt, the deaths of all of those kids weighing on her. She said she wished she had disobeyed orders and pulled out her troops. Pretty nice sentiment. But sentiment won't bring my family back. So she knew it was you trying to... Oh my gosh. She knew it was you trying to... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Victoria willingly walked into her death. Nothing is more satisfying than revenge. Everyone I ever loved died that day. And even now, as I face death right now, I regret nothing. This entire time, I stayed as silent as possible, trying not to open up, trying not to leave myself vulnerable to anything. I knew, from the second that announcement was made, that most of us were going to die. I don't want to get attached to I don't want to get attached to corpses again. So I'll be going out with no regrets. You don't have any regrets? I suppose my one regret is that I couldn't see Victoria's face when she realized she had been shot through the throat. None of us knew what to say. He's wildin'. Can we really fully condemn him? Victoria led an assault that killed everyone he knew, but she didn't have a choice in the matter. Both of them put in positions where they had to kill each other, ordered by people controlling their every move. Their lives were treated like pawns on a chessboard, and left them both cracked and traumatized. I'm sorry, Caesar. Huh? What are you sorry for? You were suffering this entire time and I couldn't even help. You and Victoria both. Neither of you had the chance to live normally. War is a human constant. We never stood a chance. We were doomed to be broken. Objection? No, that's wrong! That's not true. Of course it's true. Humans always fought each other. That's just life. Then we'll prove it to you. We're going to get out of here, and we're going to make a world where we don't have to fight. For you and Victoria, and all the people that were destroyed by fighting. I appreciate it. I hope you guys succeed. Good luck. Get out of here. For me. And Victoria. I can't say I feel guilty about killing her, but I think I finally understand how she felt. Enough with the heart-to-heart. It's time. It's punishment time. You're here. Guess I don't have as much time as I thought. I've prepared a very special punishment for Caesar, the super high school level marksman. I think in another world. Are you ready? We could have all been pretty good friends. Let's do this! What is this music? Just like we've seen before, Caesar stands in a dark room. He looks around, checking his surroundings for any immediate danger. Suddenly, a perfectly white deer runs by, but before Caesar can react, it disappears. However, Caesar realizes that he's holding something. It's a hunting rifle. Caesar takes aim and starts looking around frantically. He looks through the scope, going back and forth and back and forth. And there it is. Caesar and the white deer make eye contact for an impossibly long moment. Caesar prepares to pull the trigger, but then... Uh-oh. His eyes go wide as he realizes. The deer has rammed its horns directly through his throat, with one of its ends jutting out of his mouth. Blood spatters around him. and the deer pulls back and vanishes into the darkness. Caesar collapses, bleeding out. Eventually, his body goes still. I can never get used to this. Another one of us is gone. I don't know who I'm supposed to feel bad for. If you think about it, they were both victims. Both were forced to fight from a young age, manipulated and cornered, or coerced into a war that they didn't believe in. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. As long as people at the top don't fight their own battles, the people below them will be used as pawns. It's sickening. Then, I'm going to keep my promise to them. I'm gonna make a world where we don't have to kill each other. With coffee. That's a world I can get behind. Yeah, let's get out of here so we can make it a reality. A world without war. Is that even possible? Doesn't matter if it's possible or not. We're going to make it happen through hypnosis, right, Ash? You guys are so naive. I think it's a worthwhile goal. We'll get out of here, and we'll give them hell. Yeah, I'm pumped up. Okay, the final group here, pretty good. There's just 2 sour sports. We're not gonna survive. We're not just gonna survive, we're gonna kick this place's ass. Damn right. I guess it's worth a shot. You're coming around though, Oliver. That's what I'm talking about. Our numbers are growing smaller. They're dwindling, big time. It's just me, 4, Hunter, Koji, Leona, Oliver, Ash. That's it. But we're getting close to the end. I can feel it. Those of us still alive are invigorated by the memories of those that lost their lives. We'll live on for them. We'll show the world, we'll show the people keeping us here. Wait, we'll show the people keeping us here that this world is ours to shape. They can't make our world into whatever sick vision they have of it. We can take it back. Marie, August, Ricardio, and Kami. Check Kakona. And Tamako. Victoria. And Caesar. We'll make an ideal world so that you guys can be proud of us. And we've lost Victoria. Caesar. Alright, so, my only qualm here is that there's only 2 people side by side, and that is 4 and Hunter, and that makes me uneasy. What makes me even more uneasy, Koji and Hunter are still alive, and this game loves to break people up, so. Also, me and 4 are still alive, and this game loves to break people up, so. I don't know, let's see what happens next time on Chapter 5. This man's had all kinds of crazy teeth. He was the ultimate. At least we figured out who he was. That means all of my predictions are going so wrong. So very wrong. My original survivors for the final 5 were Maya, Victoria, who's dead, Caesar, who's dead, Leona, who's alive, and Chet, who's dead. Holding on for Maya and Leona. But we know I almost freaking lost Maya in freaking Chapter 3. Got me good. Still got me good. Still obsessing over that chapter. Good show. Ladies and gentlemen, 48 minutes. I feel like, at this point, investigation and trial in the same episode is probably going to be the way to go. Probably no longer 3 parts in the first chapter, but just 2. 2 parts and then here. So 2 parts for the episode that includes free time and the death, and then 1 part for this. So yeah, chapter 10, because even chapters are the whatchamadoodle. Chapter 10 should be 1 whole episode, but we still got chapter 9 to get through. I mean, not chapter 9, episode 9, which is next episode. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy this. So without further ado, your United States Avery is taking off. We're down to 7. And chapter 5 is next. The one that I titled the Screw Your Mind case. That is the only thing that I still have going for me with my prediction. That's all I've got. I was like, it's either hypnosis, or it's gonna be Caesar, or it's going to be a combination of both, but it's no longer Caesar, so I feel like it has to be something to do with Ash's hypnosis. Because everyone else's ultimate talent has kind of been used, except for Koji's. I guess he has poisons, or could make a poison in the... I guess there's gonna be a whole new... We'll see. I'll just have to hope. Yeah, I hope. Everyone else has used their talent, except for 4. She's a biochemist. She hasn't done anything with biochemistry. Toodaloo, flight crew. I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna stop speculating. We're about to hit the... We've already hit the 50-minute mark. I'm sad. We lost Victoria. Victoria was one of my favorite characters. I'm gonna miss... You know, I'm not actually gonna miss doing her voice too much, because that voice kind of tired me out. It didn't tire me out, but after some recordings, I was like, whew, whew. I had to dig down deep for that Victoria voice. I had to be raspy. Make myself raspy. A little bit difficult. Alright, for real this time, United States Aviator taking off to Late State Class Passengers, and I will see you all next time in the Aviator.